I am Professor and Chairperson Monica Munjal Singh from the Center for Social Work, Punjab University, Chandigarh.
Ma'am, as working as a member of Child Rights Commission, must have came across many cases also and related to child rights. Was there any case that stuck with you or you felt deeply drawn to it?
Yes, of course, we had a lot of cases, we had a lot of summonings.
What do you believe is actually the reason for child abuse or such things happening?
I feel any issue which comes up with children has to have a root or a base to it. There is some underlying issue which is the trigger.
Ma'am, you know that there are so many laws for protection of children. Do you believe that there is a void in the law still that we are not able to achieve?
The gap I feel is that the government can make provisions, but it is also the duty of the individuals.
When we grow up, we see that there is a lot of hyperbola, or we can say a lot of noise around ki you have to be very good in academia, right? But no one is talking about what's not there in the report cards.
Because right from childhood, what is instilled in this child is आपने ये बनना है, आपने ये बनना है. So the child is under so much pressure. So I think there are certain schools, there are certain institutes which try to help the child when the child is in a problem or is about to reach a problem.
Ma'am, do you believe that screens have a big role to play in how the child is shaping today? Because we know that there is a lot of overstimulating content.
Yes, screens do have a role to play, but it is up to the people who are viewing it, whether it's children or any section or age of society, that how much and where you need to stop.
So we made an app actually, and the name of the app is Todme. In that app, what we did was for 2 to 7 years of child span, we created a syllabus as I was talking. So there is an AI avatar named Uncle Buppy. Every day there are sessions, small through visuals and audiobooks, which children can hear. And it will feel like they're watching a cartoon because children do develop an imposter syndrome. They tend to copy it.
I am Professor and Chairperson Monica Munjal Singh from the Center for Social Work, Punjab University, Chandigarh. And I've been here since 2011. Prior to this, I was working with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. And I've also been a member of the Child Rights Commission, Chandigarh, CCPCR, from 2018 to 2024.
Since, ma'am, you have spent so many years working on child rights and being a member of the commission as well, and now in academia, what actually drew you to this field?
I did my master's in social work and specialized in medical and psychiatric social work from the University of Pune. And ever since my childhood, I've been really drawn and passionate about the society, the needs of the society, and the vulnerable sections of the society. So that kind of made me change my perception, change my life thoughts and my views about how I have to contribute to the society. And as I grew up, coming from a defense background, I used to meet all types of people, all people from all sections of the society. Since I already had that passion in me, and then going to various organizations, like I used to visit Missionaries of Charity, I used to visit different like blind school and autistic children and children from the colonies and slums and all. Once I did my master's, and during my master's I had to do a lot of field work. So that field work kept strengthening my thoughts and my will to contribute to the society.
Oh, great, ma'am. That's really, we are thankful as a society also to you for your great work. Ma'am, as working as a member of Child Rights Commission, you must have came across many cases also and related to child rights. Was there any case that stuck with you or you felt deeply drawn to it?
As a Child Rights Commission member, I had 2 terms from 18 to 21 and 21 to 24. The basic purpose of NCPCR, that's the National Child Rights Protection, the main purpose behind or the objective behind these commissions is to see a child's holistic development and overall growth of the child. Every case is special for us. Every case is as important for us. Yes, of course, we had a lot of cases, we had a lot of summonings, we had a lot of programs which we did for understanding each child, understanding the issues and problems of children at every stage of life and children of all ages. So overall, the purpose was to see that overall development of children takes place, and whatever issues came up, so we as the chairperson of the commission was there and the members, collectively and unanimously were on the same page to see that every child is given justice. And yes, there were many cases. As a person, personally, I feel that for me, every case was as special as
Absolutely.
the next.
What do you believe is actually the reason for child abuse or such things happening, that we had to come up with child rights, right? Do you believe it was poverty? Do you believe it was neglect on the part of families?
There are a lot of issues, concerns, and problems. There are societal problems. There are issues related to, I'm not generalizing, but there are issues where family could be the reason.
Yes.
A child is neglected from the parental side, and we all know that family is the first unit of
Yes,
socialization and the primary one.
Yes, ma'am.
So, whatever is instilled in the child, whether it's norms, values, and whatever the child's thinking is shaped, and the secondary institution is the school, the place where he interacts, friends, peer group, so all that has an impact on him.
True.
So if the parental or if the value system at the family level is very weak, so those children are basically vulnerable.
Yes.
They are prone to getting waylaid. They'll be prone to deviance.
True.
And we talk about delinquency, we talk about various social problems which are there. It could be substance abuse. We've heard of this case which has happened in Pune, which is so shocking. So I feel any issue which comes up with children has to have a root or a base to it. There is some underlying issue which is a trigger factor.
Ma'am, you know that there are so many laws for protection of children, like we have JJ Act, we have POXO Act. Do you believe that there is a void in the law still that we are not able to achieve? If that void is on the legislature part or in the execution
Yeah, we
part?
have so many constitutional provisions, we have laws, we have articles, we have legislative provisions, we have fundamental rights, we have directive principles and fundamental rights are taught to children at the school level from class 6th onwards. And I see that every NCERT books, the first page is attributed to the fundamental rights.
Yes,
That is basically to reiterate the fact that a child who is reading or starting the book will definitely go through that throughout his span of learning years, academic years. He will be knowing each and every fundamental rights and what are his rights. The government is doing its bit. And there are so many international organizations, national organizations, state organizations at the regional level, at the grassroots level, whether we talk about trafficking, we talk about any kind of violence meted out to children. But the gap is when we talk about human rights, we talk about rights. So I feel there are duties also. Duties go along with the rights. The gap I feel is that the government can make provisions, the government can have provisions, but it is also the duty of the individuals. Parents, the institutions are having sessions on POXO, then JJ Act, then so many teachers and principals, even from CCPCR commissions and all, they used to time and again have sessions related to training of the children and training of the teachers, the principals, the teachers, whether at government level, whether at private level, to see that the system is strengthened. But the gaps are basically trying to avail the rights which are given to them. Supposing, I'll give you an example of violence has happened or some kind of crime has happened with a girl child, and the parents, the first and foremost is the stigma attached to it. So the parents only try to hide it. I'm not generalizing, but yes, that is the common trend. They try to hide it, that why should we report, and there's so much of underreporting. So how will you get justice until and unless you report? So there are fast track courts also and all. I think whatever rights are there, whatever provisions are given to you, you should try to avail them. If there is so much awareness being created, so you should try to just not see that it's a seminar. And also the people who conduct seminars and all, I think they should also have a follow-up approach.
Absolutely.
To see that how much is the take back.
Ma'am, like we believe, and it's also known that no one is a born criminal. Even a child, like we were talking, there have been cases of drug abuse or there's substance abuse for that matter, or even rapists, like we were talking about the Pune case. So no child is a born criminal. Everyone is born genius, like, and so on and so forth. Many of them are prodigies also. What do you believe happened in a span of 15 to 20 years that a child becomes the way we look?
Like I mentioned earlier also, that there is always a base to something. So whether it's a child, if the family system, if the socialization of the child has been weak, he'll kind of get waylaid by. So the peer influence the societal pressure, or trying to find solace in something. So that is the underlying reason that children get carried away. And if you are so strong, if your value system is so strong, and you have support system, and you understand, the children should also understand if there's something they feel is happening wrong with them. So they should always try to talk it out with somebody. Because once you talk it out, because now these, why do you think there's so many suicidal cases and depressions and all? We, during our childhood days, we never heard of so much happening. Like every child we see is in schools also depressed. A little small little thing, they say the child has got stress issues. So why should a child who has to grow, who has to bloom, who has to start his life ahead, be having depression at the age of 6, 7, 8? So that is very, that is something which needs intervention.
Yes, ma'am. As per science, we say that 2 to 7 years is the child's brain time. There is a part of a brain called as amygdala, which stops developing after 7 years. And at that point of time is the root time when we can develop the character in them. And since that time is very crucial, so the schools, the crèches, the playways, or even the parental or the society has a huge role to play in the same. Do you believe that any initiative being led at that point of time, like if we teach the kids how to cater to those emotions, like if there is something that is for a holistic human development, or teaches them, like for example, let me take an example of Japan and countries like Denmark, the developed countries. But over there, the kids are so developed that even in the classes, when they have to go to study, they're cleaning their classrooms themselves. They're cleaning their washrooms themselves. The element of civic sense, the element of character is already inbuilt in them. So do you believe that such an initiative could actually help the kids even in the Indian system? Because when we grow up, we see that there is a lot of hyperbola, or we can say a lot of noise around ki you have to be very good in academia, right? But no one is talking about what's not there in the report cards, which is actually the character, something that helps them with catering to emotions like depression, stress, or develops confidence in them, empathy in them, or the civic sense for that matter. Do you believe such an initiative can help?
Yes, I definitely believe, because right from childhood, what is instilled in this child is aapne ye banna hai, aapne ye banna hai. So the child is under so much pressure. So I think there are certain schools, there are certain institutes which try to help the child when the child is in a problem or is about to reach a problem. But I've seen that there are so many institutes, especially in the western part of India, which talk about schooling with a different perspective. Like academics is one, but what the child learns from the practical ways of life is something which will go along with him.
True.
And there was an English movie, I'm forgetting the name, which talked about in the end, it was like the child was not very good in studies, but at the end the message was that because of being a good human being, because of his value system being so strong, he excelled in everything. Wherever he went, even though he might not have been good in studies, or he might not have been very brilliant, but the way his values were, the way he was as a human being, won everybody's hearts. That so what, he's a little weak at this end, but he's such a good human being. So we're looking for that which is missing.
Somewhere down the line, if person is a good human being, he or she will excel in life.
Definitely, because that will never get hidden. A good human being will always overshadow the ones who are trying out all other ways. So at the end of the day, that is recognized. And I feel that yes, what you said, 2 to 7 years, the foundation has to be strong. And it's not only the responsibility of the schools or the institutions. I feel the parents need to, even if you're in a dual learning family system, both the parents are working. Doesn't matter. My husband is also working. I am also working. But my child is my priority. I think parents should give that freedom to children, that they can come and they should come and talk to their parents, whatever they feel is bothering them. Because if we don't have anybody to talk to, then it will keep going deeper and deeper. And that is where the outside forces come into play and kind of deviate your mind.
True, ma'am.
So that needs to be strengthened. And also focus group discussions in school level, counseling. Counseling is there. We have counselors, but I feel that needs to be strengthened even much more.
True, ma'am. Ma'am, do you believe that screens have a big role to play in how the child is shaping today? Because we know that there is a lot of overstimulating content.
Yes, screens do have a role to play, but it is up to the people who are viewing it, whether it's children or any section or age of society, that how much and where you need to stop. So we have various theories related to empowerment, because whether we are thinking ki through social media or through screens you are getting empowered, but you should know that how and where to put a stop. So the positive and the negative both go alongside. So you have to see that where and what is right for what section of the society.
Absolutely, ma'am.
So that is very
Because
important.
we can see that the content is very overstimulating, and somewhere down the line, the intention of the content is to make the user scroll more, and that's why they resort to doom scrolling. Do you believe that somewhere down the line, the screens are inevitable in today's world? If we could make an initiative to replace the screens, because anyway the child is going to watch the screen, if not today, tomorrow, maybe in 2 years, maybe in a year or so. And even like we came across we did surveys with parents, and उनका सबसे बड़ा problem सिर्फ यही था कि अगर आप screen छुड़वा दो हमारे बच्चे की, तो we are ready to do whatever. And we said कि, I mean, rather than using that approach, a bilkul ban, that is not gonna happen. You are going to cut the child from the whole world.
Absolutely.
Might as well just retort to measures that are actually helpful. Rather than giving them Instagram or YouTube. For instance, if we provide them with an app, and that app helps them in learning all the character development and holistic development as well. And for example, I'll introduce one app to you, that is Toddmy. We build it as an initiative. In that, we have a AI character named Uncle Boopy, which is like a cartoon only. So we got to know that among 2 to 7 years of kids, Peppa Pig, Masha, Lino Melon, this is very famous. And what happens is, when you take the screen away from them, they throw a tantrum. They cry very loudly because they are so overstimulating. Plus, they have that attention span of the kids.
See, after COVID, the screen thing and the use of Zoom meetings, Google Meet, and all these so many platforms started.
Yes.
And that time it couldn't be avoided. So that time was the initial time when it started. That was the first step everybody took, not only children. And that time it was a need of the hour. So then many of the institutions also took to work from home, and this was a convenient factor and also economical too. And if you're talking about if we talk about in the context of India, that if we tell the children to stop looking at the screens, or to stop using their phones, or totally shut off, there was I think there was a news 2 months back. There were 3 sisters in Noida or Gurgaon somewhere. Their parents were so fed up of them watching the Korean dramas and movies. And the moment they took it from them, all 3 of them jumped from the 7th or the 9th floor of their building, and they killed themselves because of this. So you can see what kind of impact it has on their minds. So taking away everything from them at once will not be the solution. So it has to be a gradual wean off, and limiting the screen time. Say a child who's 17 or 19 in say in America or in Canada or in any of these Southeast Asian countries are using the screens, and supposing Indian children are not knowing what is happening around the globe, so they will not be at par with them. So it has to be, that line has to be drawn, that how much and what has to be taken from the social media. So I think that is the only thing. Because in spite of giving sessions, in spite of telling them don't use and all, it will be from one ear out from the other. So it's not going to make much of a difference.
So we made an app actually, and the name of the app is Toddmy. In that app, what we did was, for 2 to 7 years of child span, we created a syllabus as I was talking. So there is an AI avatar named Uncle Boopy, and that avatar has created a syllabus. And every day there are sessions, small, through visuals and audiobooks, which children can hear. And it will feel like they're watching a cartoon, because children do develop an imposter syndrome. They tend to copy it. And there are small syllabus sessions also, in which, for example, Uncle Boopy has failed making a tower. So he's trying again. And when the child sees it, Uncle Boopy is eating leafy vegetables, so the child tries to copy
So
it.
basically trying to instill that you have to have green vegetables and food, basically.
And for instance, not to litter on the road, and how
civic
to see the road
civic
signs.
sense as well is okay.
And they they'll feel like they're watching a cartoon only, but then somewhere down the line, it's helping them. And there is a also feature of parent community where the several parents can connect.
Yeah. So whether it's special children, whether it's children with issues, so parenting is something very which has to be learned. If the parents have that vision or to like to exchange or to have an interactive session and try to learn. If they have a closed mind that no, we are parents, so why should we be learning? And why should we share? So I think that open-mindedness has to be there.
True. And I think it's there being parents for the first time too. So there is a lot of, but they need to be flexible with the approach. That with changing times, their approach has to change as well.
Has to change. You have to go with the times.
Go with the times. So in that app, we also have like a chat bot where you can talk with an AI agent, and that AI agent is like learning on its own data. For an instance, if I have told today that child doesn't like eating leafy vegetables, and that is why I make cutlets
so various
out of the
example,
same.
How to convey the same thing in a different way.
So now that AI has learned it, okay, this method works for one parent, and now that has learned it, and now for an instance, it has to give a new reply or an approach. That learning is stayed and instilled, and now it is brought up on that knowledge only, and it has revived its knowledge on that basis only. So yes, we do have parent activities in the same, because we understand that not only an app can teach everything to a child, I believe the parent interaction with the child is also very important. So we do have offline activities included. For an instance, there will be sessions like you have to smile at 7 strangers, or you have to at least say good morning,
so that
to 7
you
strangers.
instill in them a communication streak.
Yes, true that. Any offline task for that matter, and then the parent can share the report on that my kid did this today. So it is like a benchmark that they have set, and it will be like a community being raising the children together. Why? To make it one person task for that matter. And so we do have voice agent, chat agent, Uncle Boopy talking to the child if the child is feeling stressed, how to cater to that emotion, or if he or she is being bullied at school or being at a crèche or whatever, how to cater to that emotion. So the Uncle Boopy will talk to the child, and I believe that this app can help. Do you believe that such an initiative can help?
Yeah, definitely. I think any initiative towards the development and protection and overall growth of children is always a welcome step. And I think you should spread this awareness about this app to all the people who are the stakeholders, because and they'll be very welcoming to it, because anybody coming with positive ideas and all are always.
And I believe that it is not a standalone thing. It's just like it has to work with academics.
Yes,
we are not
definitely something. It's like an add-on to.
For an instance, if there is a recess session, and even most of the classrooms now have EduCom and smart classes. So during the recess only, if they play a video, and instead of watching, there'll be a storyline. And with coming times, ऐसा नहीं है मैम, ये इंडिया में पहले था नहीं. We did have Gurukul systems installed in India, right? But over the time, and because of the Western influence, that got lost somewhere down the line. And that is why I think like if we see today also, kids their obedience towards teachers and the way they interact. Our parents also used to say कि जैसे पहले हम गुरु की वो करते थे, आज बच्चे नहीं करते हैं, आज वो बात नहीं रही है. So somewhere down the line it has got lost. So we can bring it back.
Yeah. When we talk about children, the social problems, the societal problems of children, but there are very good children also.
Yeah, true.
Who set such examples, like who are into, if we talk about using the social media or the movies, the media. So they also go for movies with a message and try to instill and imbibe that in their lives. So it's not just we have to see both sides of the coin.
Yeah, true that, ma'am. Thank you so much for having this review.